It's time once again to go racing.
It does not get any better than this.
The pressure is really on now.
Yes, it's pole position. Lights out and we're racing in PSGL.
The first lap has been absolute chaos.
What an overtake. Oh no!
I've never seen anything like it.
Side by side again.
This will be settled right at the end.
Ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, daughters, sons, brothers and sisters, welcome to the PSGL F2 League on the PC, round number 3 for season 30 here at the beautiful Principality of Monaco. My name is King Kodiak and I'll be your commentator throughout this evening's festivities. Right, what can we have? What do we have lined up for you? Well, anybody that saw the race from yesterday, the F1 race, we're in for an absolute corker. Do I say that all the time? Yes, I do. And I'm not. Right, apologies for that delay, ladies and gentlemen, as my router decided it was going to restart just as I got underway. Wholeheartedly apologise for that. I will get myself back in game. Thankfully, we can do that in F1 2021. Got another invite anyway, just in case I needed it. Right, we will get the show on the road. Wholeheartedly apologise for the delay. Just going to double check that I'm not talking just to myself. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Technical troubles hit us all. Am I back up and running? I think so. Yes, that's myself talking back because I'm double checking the stream is back up and running. Yes, it is. Fantastic. Okay, like I said, apologies, ladies and gentlemen, for the delay. I'm just getting all good and stream. Thank you very much for confirming that. Yeah, just getting myself back in session. We will switch over to qualifying, shall we? Without further ado. Why do I have no sound? That is awkward. Well, I have sound. Oh, there it is. It decided to join in rather late. Right, so what have we got to talk about? Well, it is, of course, Monaco, and I'm already getting misclicks getting on. Well, that's because I was slightly put off by the fact that I had to rejoin the session. Let me just get everything back in order. Right. So, like I said, we've got some changes as we tend to do. 18 drivers, 2 drivers we couldn't get reserves for this time. Jack Leverty and Andreas Dormeyer not with us. Conor Muir couldn't with us. He's been joined in the Aston Martin by number 14th on the list, still in the pit lane. That is Manolo Villar. Welcome to you. We were looking at Jack West in the Williams. The other replacement, Chanakinchi, I believe is still away, so Ikebania takes over his AlphaTauri. He's still in the pit lane as well. 4 of our drivers took part in the F1 race yesterday. Luke Smith, Ruben Pedreño, Thomas Ronhart and Sam McBride. And didn't they do it? Well, Jordan Poland, before I even have a chance to finish my sentence, has gotten the first time of the board with a 108.22. Try that again. 108.822. Whoa, that's one way to do the final turn. Raskas, Jack, not the quickest way of doing it. Any of these guys close to getting promoted? You'd be surprised, Admiral Starks, on how close these guys are to F1 pace. It'd be very close indeed. Also, on that very point, where is Luke? Where are you, Luke? There he is in the Alpine. He won yesterday's race. In the F1 tier. He was demoted to second due to a pit lane. He crossed the pit lane exit line, so therefore was penalised. So he was demoted from the top spot. He still, of course, finished second. Fantastic effort. Sam McBride was also in that race. Where is Sam? There he is in the second Williams, currently in 4th. I haven't got who's on what tyres. There we go. That's better, isn't it? Goodness me, I'm all over the place. Come on, Kodiak. For goodness sake, man. That's better, isn't it? Let's have that. So Sam was in the race. He finished in 6th. He qualified 14th, I believe. Yes, he was 14th. So the second qualifying session was wet. That is indeed the Luke. Yes, Luke Smith. He was indeed the man that won it yesterday. Can I put the map? I just did. So I realise the chat is slightly behind what I can see. Yes, Sam McBride. He finished in 6th in the end. So a great effort there from qualifying in 14th in the wet conditions. They had dry Q1, wet Q2 and 3, and dry race. As Thomas Ronhart has just set the top time. Well, on a wait 4.33 in the McLaren. I do not envy these guys at all for racing here. There's our championship leader, F3 champion and F2 championship leader Simon Pireni, who was in the F1 race last time out at Silverstone. Don't believe he was in it yesterday. I didn't spot his name. If he was there, I wholeheartedly apologise. Only one penalty to mention. Thomas Ronhart at the top of our tree does carry a 5-second penalty following a steward's decision from last time out, as he had a collision with Jus Nordijk. So let's follow our championship leader through as we climb up the hill. Then we've gone through Saint-Devote, we've gone through Beau-Rivage, now Macedé. Then the quick right-hander of the casino. Mind the bump in the middle of the road and down towards Mirabeau. The top part of Mirabeau. Hug the inside line. Well, you can barely go anywhere else. Into Portier, into Grand Hotel. And then it's down to Portier. Bottom part of Mirabeau and now Portier. Screaming into the famous tunnel. And it's about the only time they can actually kind of have any kind of mental respite in this circuit. Downhill, heavy on the brakes for the Nouvelle chicane. Well, it's not Nouvelle means new. It's not really very new. It's been there for years. I mean, we've been racing. F1 has been racing on this track since 1929, well before F1 even existed. Through to back, and then Chiron, and now towards Rascasse with the restaurant on the corner. Then the Antonino Scorda to scream towards the line. What is the first time Simon Pireni gets on the board? And it is a 108.526, which slots him into second in the Alfa Romeo. Who do we think is going to win the race? Well, Monaco is always one of those oddities, isn't it? Is that it can be won by those that were lucky more than skillful, but to do well here still takes a huge amount of skill, and certainly at this level, you need to be skillful anyway. We have a bit of a parking lot. We have a conga line forming here on the way down to Mirabeau. What is Andre Teraboucan doing? Didn't need to open up that much room. There's only one Ferrari on the field, and that is Norbert Jakob, or Norberto, as he was previously referred to as. Yeah, good shout, Simon Pireni. It would be a decent shout. I reckon Luke Smith can do it again. I'm going to put early doors on Luke. So now that I've said that, expect him to be front wing gone, 2 wheels up in the air by the time they get through Saint-Devote on the first lap. I apologise in advance. A few people saying Ronhart back in the pits is the McLaren. Pedreno, who was also in yesterday's race. How did Ruben do? He qualified in 8th in the end, but sadly retired from the race. I believe he retired from last week as well. So sadly, the F1 race is not going Ruben's way. Whoop, as he nearly bounces off the inside wall in the tunnel. Trying to keep out of the way on the medium tyres, which... Oh, I hate that noise. It's always it's medium tyres here just sounds like disaster to me. Jus Nordijk currently up into 3rd with a 108.822. We can certainly expect that to come down. The pole time... I mean, also, bearing in mind, Luke Smith was pole in Q1 and Q2. So 1 dry, 1 wet. So it's showing absolutely... Oh, what's happened to Andre Teraboucan? Oh, dear, oh, dear. We'll see him in a minute. Andre Teraboucan's crashed at Casino. There he is! He's gone too hard into the wall. Oh dear, now we haven't seen Andre for a little bit. He might be the first time we've seen him this season. And Andre Teraboucan, if that's wrong, then apologies. Oh dear, not good for Mr. Teraboucan. But it's so easy to do, let's be honest. I mean, nowhere are you barely more than a car's reach from the wall. So, again, I mean no disrespect, because I know I couldn't drive this circuit as someone's taking an express route across the chicane to head back to the pits. It's one of the Haas pair. Actually, there is only one Haas, and it's Will Lewis, and there he is. Well, he validated his lap because we saw him banzai over the chicane. Few people yet to get a time on the board. Jack West is one of them. Where are you? You are at Casino. The resting place of Tara Buchan's car. So he's coming down towards Mirabeau. Who's he got already ahead of him? Might get to Q2. We don't run the three-phase qualifying in F2. We only run that in the top split. In all other splits, it is as Jack parks his car. He's on his outlap anyway. We run the short qualifying, so just one 18-minute session for all tiers except for the top tier. Manolo Villar. Now, what can we expect from the stand-in? He's standing in for Conor Muir in the Aston Martin. Screams over the line. Going for the medium tyres. Sam McBride's got a time. Well, he's got medium tyres fitted at the moment. Is that what he set it in? No, he set his on the soft tyres, but we do have some tyres. Villa. I just realised Villacampa. Oscar Villacampa snuck in a time of 109.3035 on the medium tyres. I just spotted that. That's a very efficient line over the chicane. It might well be efficient. That's certainly true, but legality, calls into question a little bit. Who do we just see? Who's just jumped up? Oh, Will Lewis has just jumped up a little bit. Up into 6th with the 109.049. Of course, these times are fairly, you can ignore them to a decent degree. Duncan Hoffland is coming to the end of his time lap. What does he get on the board? Currently 15th with no time yet set, and that's 109.791 for Duncan Hoffland in the Mercedes. His teammate Jus Nordijk up into 3rd with a 108.822. Now, did Jack do another lap? Whoa, my days, as he's bouncing off the chicane. Bouncing off the chicane, bouncing off the wall before the what used to be called the swimming pool. What's the lowest PC tier? There are currently, I believe, 13 tiers. That might be the PlayStation tiers. There will be skill, a tier relevant to everybody's skills. So fear not. Why have I got messages? No, that's got nothing to do with right now. Apologies. I would always implore anybody to get involved. If you want to join PSGL, find us on Discord, find us on social media, and join and get involved. As Thomas Ronhard says, a new pole time of 108.255, 3/10 clear of Simon Pirani at the moment, pressing on in the McLaren. But absolutely, would always implore. We always look for new people. We always welcome anybody. And that was a wheel. Now, I'm not going mad. That was a wheel that was stranded there. One of the Williams pair just hit the wall. It won't be Jack, so... Was that Sam? I swear I just saw a wheel stranded there, and that's the car that Thomas Ronhard just passed. So I'm clearly going mad. Apologies there, ladies and gentlemen. I was sort of trying to look in all directions at the same time. Anyway, coming back to what I was saying. Yes, absolutely. Implore you to get involved. Head over, find us on Discord. As Thomas Ronhard trips over one of the Williams, or nearly trips over one of the Williams. It was a medium shot Williams, so it must be Sam McBride. So I wasn't going mad. There was a wheel stranded there, wasn't there? Let's look at enough of me waffling. There's Manolo Villar. We've yet to see. Where was that after? Really? So from Andre Tarabukin's car, he crashed ages ago. As it's just been slowly rolling down the hills, as joining the Principality streets. Well, that would explain where it came from. Oh, Norbert Jakob has jumped up into 3rd with a 108.582. Just 600ths of a second behind Simon Pirani. Nicely done. There's, less than 6 minutes to go. Still Manolo going for the medium tyres. The top medium time in the hands of, well, currently is Ruben Pedreño. Is indeed his medium time, 108.942. Sees him in 6th. Pirelli's come back out. Nordite's come back out. Sam is still going now. It's not uncommon for the medium tyres to need a few laps to get themselves properly going. Oh dear, someone's had trouble. Is that Ikebania that's in trouble? No, he's in the pits. Someone was stranded, it looked like, or someone had made a mistake up by Massenet. I didn't quite pick up who it was. Oh, we were looking at Manolo Villard. No, that's not Manolo, that is. So just him and Ikebania. The only 2 cars yet to set the time on the board. Ika is leaving that very late. Why, thank you. It's very kind of you to say so. Ooh, that's a very good question. Optimum lap time to get into the top 5. That's really hard to say because the times tend to be really, really, really close. Particularly in the top tiers here at PSGL. They are so fine. It can be separated by thousandths sometimes. As Manolo has come back into the pits. Still no time for the Aston Martin. Now we're getting to the Banzai phase, as I call it. Everybody except for that Aston and for Ikebania now out on track. Pirelli, let's follow him on board. Championship leader currently sits in 2nd place by 0.3 of a second, which here is pretty big. Through Massenet, Casino, hugging the wall and kissing the apexes everywhere he dares. Mirabeau, bit of a lock up there from the unloaded wheel. Purple sector 1 into the Grand Hotel hairpin. Just the car feels so clumsy through these slow corners. Bottom part of Mirabeau and now into Portier. Nail the throttle as early as you dare. And then just the non-existent right-hander in these cars in the tunnel. And then down the hill and hope you've got your braking point right. Into the chicane. Someone's up the road but nowhere near close enough to cause a trouble. To back. Chiron. Used to be called the swimming pool, but that swimming pool's long since gone. Is Will Lewis get out of the way? Ooh, that was very late, but it was in good time for Pirelli to not be held up. Can he improve? 108.526 his time as he nearly clouts the pit board that was being hung out. Yes, he can. 108.149 from the Alfa Romeo. As Sam McBride has retired his car in the pits, I think. No, that I think might be down at the tunnel. No, that may have been in the pits. I saw someone. I thought they were stationary in the tunnel. That's why I switched to Duncan Offland to see who they were. So it is Banzai time. There is Luke Smith. He's gone into 2nd with a 108.202. Is he pressing on? Well, he's got battery power to do it. Can he regain the pole time? Just 0.06 of a second or so. Yellow flags out. That's because there's a Merc parked there. It's Use Nordijk. I'm surprised to see so many medium tyre runners still out there, considering how drastically important that track position is here in Monaco. Pressing on is Luke Smith as we're getting towards the closing stages of the qualifying now. And Ikebania has just not come out at all. I don't believe he's on a quality ban or anything like that. So and the checker flag is out, so he can do no more. Luke Smith comes in, he can do no more. What about Thomas Ronhaar? He has done a lap on these tyres. 108.255 was his earlier time. That will see him in 3rd. Use Nordijk. Let's go to Use. We saw him parked up. No, he's back in the pits. Norbert Jakob in the Ferrari. Nordijk is retired. Pirelli's retired. Luke Smith back in the pits, so he will do no more. Thomas Ronhaar's already set a time. Jack West on the medium tyres. A 108.621. Great effort. But that's going to put him right in the midst of the soft starters on medium tyres. Brave boy. Is Norbert Jakob going to push on for another lap? Not sure. As Ruben Pedreño also on the medium tyres. Just 0.05 of a second behind Jack West. Oh, that was another move. Was that Duncan Hoffland? Yes, 9th position in 108.931 on the mediums. And Oscar Villacampos retired his car. Ronhaar! Oh, he did 2 laps on those soft tyres to claim the pole. And Jakob into 4th. Whoa. Oh, me of little faith. I thought Ronhaar was done. And no, he says, hold my beer there. Well, hold my casino chips. There's a 108 flat on the board. Wow. Well, that'll teach me not to look, won't it? Ooh, crikey. What an effort. And there is the man of the moment. Take a bow. Well, quality is done. Everyone is either already crossed the line. We're just waiting for Tom Martinez to retire his car. There he goes. Take a bow, Thomas Ronhard. That was cracking. Now, by the mixture of tyres, I'm assuming we're going to have a dry session here. So there it is. Thomas Ronhard by over a tenth of a second, which at Monaco is quite a gap over Simon Pireni. So it's Holland versus France up front. Luke Smith and Norbert Jakob on row 2. Joost Noordijk and Jack Smith. I did that last time. Jack West on row 3. Ruben Pedreño and Jordan Poland. Early pace setter in the AlphaTauri on row 4. Duncan Offlin, Sam McBride, row 5. Oscar Villacampa and Will Lewis, row 6. Words, come back to me. Tom Martinez and Sam Corby, row 7. Andre Terrebukin and Jonas Martins, row 8. And Ikebania and Manolo Vina not setting a time. What can we expect? Well, a lot of determination is what I'm expecting. Is it going to be dry? I'm suspecting it's going to be, because of the amount of medium runners we saw. Well, it wouldn't be the first time I've got that wrong. Yep, that's right. And really, rain you don't want at Monaco, of all places. Put into chat, please, who you think is going to win. We've got support for Thomas Ronhard. I'm putting my money on Luke Smith doing it again. But wow, what a showing from the McLaren. Ikebania had to leave as he had to fill in for challenges. Thank you, Jess, for updating. That explains why Ikebania didn't move and isn't going to in this session. So he's flown from, well, there's not too much of a distance aviation-wise between Monaco and Portimao, or Monaco and Portugal. Well, best of luck, Ikebania, and the rest of the PC challengers for their race tonight. Right then. We know this process by now. It is time to get the parade lap underway. A lot of medium tyres out there. Everybody 10th downwards on the mediums. And of course, Jack West, Pedreño and Hofland and McBride qualifying on or setting their best lap on the medium tyres as well. So the one actually that's got a bit of pressure on him is Jordan Poland. On a track that's very hard to overtake, he's got to somehow get past Pedreño and West. Ooh, tricky. Commentator for the win. That's again very kind of you, but believe me, there's no way I could win anything against these guys. I mean, their times in the wet is what I would hope to get in the dry. So let's see them. What happens? Who else are we thinking? Who else are we thinking out there? So, also, thank you very much to those that are joining us live for this race, live in chat, or for those catching up post-event. We always very much enjoy your company nonetheless. So let's see them. What happens as we come to the end? Reading again, very kind of you. I do very much appreciate the feedback. It's very kind of you, but we are a team here. I couldn't do what I do without the team behind me. So much as I enjoy the shouty bit, it is really up to the drivers to put on a show for me to shout about. But very much enjoying all your company along for the ride tonight. Right. Enough of the waffling, Mr. Kodiak. Get on with the job. We are now forming up on the grid. Everybody has found their spot. We know this process. This camera is terrible, but we've got to live with it. It is time to wind them up and let them go. Who is going to get the greatest start? Pretty decent up front. Pirelli already challenging. Coming into Sandoval, but that was never really going to work too well for the Frenchman. That was someone getting very squiggly on the exit of Sandoval. Side by side, coming up into Massenet for Ronha and Pirelli. My word, France versus Holland. The McLaren not giving any quarter, but gets very squiggly. Get on board with Luke Smith. What am I doing? There we go. Thomas Ronha manages to fend off the advances of the Frenchman coming down into Mirabeau. My word. Oh, lots of jostling, lots of impact, and probably a fair amount of discarded wings as well. Oh, Ikebania has actually started. Ikebania is with us. Fair point. Fair play to you, sir. So then, everybody seems to have survived fairly well coming in. Look at Simon Pirelli nearly pushing the McLaren as they come through the chicane. Good Lord, Thomas Ronha doesn't seem phased whatsoever that he's got an Alfa Romeo buried in his diffuser. But now we work our way past Virage Chiron, now heading towards Rascasse. We know we can ignore that predicted pit strategy. As we work our way past Rascasse, is Ikebania in trouble? Is he's already some distance behind? Whoa, that's Jonas Martins locking up. And, oh yes, of course, he's not with us. His car is ghosted. But that's Sam Corby that's gone into the pits. So, yeah, Ikebania didn't start the race. He had to bail as he was filling in, as Jess explained. Right. Come on, camera. Oh, it's Ronald. Now, was that lag or was that something else as he bounced off of the wall there on the exit of Casino? He seems to be pressing on all the same. So Ronha leads Pirelli, leads Smith, leads Jakob, used Nordyke, Jack West. Jordan Poland has gained one position since the start. He's gotten ahead of Ruben Pedreño. A bit of a gap forming here. Duncan Hoffland falling outside of DRS range to Ruben Pedreño at the moment. Now Sam Corby was, of course, he's a long way back. He's completely out of it. We know what it's like here at Monaco. Well, the cameras are not doing me any favours at the moment. There's a bit of a gap forming there between Pirelli and Luke Smith. So we'll definitely be keeping an eye. That's a great camera if it stay with it. Look how close the pit boards are to how close the cars get to them. I swear, if you could light them, you could strike a match. If you put a match on the bottom of the pit board, you could strike them off the tyres of the car coming past. They are very, very close indeed. So then, who's that for? Oh, it's Ikebania's Ghost, yes, that's fallen off the back of the back. Just Sam Corby then that was the early victim, going onto the soft tyres, which are not going to go all the way. Let's be honest. You know, ooh, wow, that was very, very close. Norbert Jacobs falling off the back. Look at the gap there forming between Luke Smith and Norbert Jakob. Now, has Norbert made a mistake somewhere? Look at the front wing. No, that looks okay. Got to keep an eye on the top three, haven't we? This is where we're betting on who the winner is going to be. And it's a decent bet. We all know how difficult it is to overtake here. Luke Smith having crossed the line first yesterday in the F1 race. Really? You've gotten a penalty on lap 3, Jonas Martins. Good Lord, that's impressive. That's got to be a record. Oh, look at this. Luke Smith right with Pirelli now as he's fallen off slightly off the back of Jonas Martins' pit. Ooh. That's a very early pitters. So Jakob, Poland and Nordyke have all come in, getting rid of those soft tyres, which are just going to be almost mulch by now. Bear in mind they qualified on them, so those tyres are going to be beyond useless. So that's going to put Jack in quite a strong position. In fourth position, just 2.6 seconds to close into the top three. Oh, as... You know, bearing in mind these soft tyres will be crying by now. Where is Luke? There he is. So he's very much in no man's land because Ruben Pedreño and indeed Duncan Hoffland are all, you know, they're going to be without DRS at the moment. So they are going to struggle a little bit, or struggle more so than certainly those around them. As Manolo Villar has just gone past Jonas Martins down in 12th position. What do the top three do? Are they all going to come in at once? Answer is one does. Only Ronha. Okay. So Pirelli and Smith going for the overcut this time. We'll see how effective that is for him. Where does Ronha reappear? He's going to appear, well, quite far down, obviously, but where exactly is he going to filter in? He's going to filter in behind Yona Martins by the look. He should, well, it doesn't matter if he does beat Ikebani's car because that is a ghost. So, Thomas Ronhart is back out in 13th position. We'll keep an eye on him. He can get some really good laps in. His early pace has shown to be pretty good. Pedreño is closed back in on Jack West now, so this is the battle for third place at the moment. Duncan Hoffland with Sam McBride and another 5 cars behind for company. Now, what do the remaining soft starters do? Through the chicane comes this next group of cars. I think everyone's going to be biding their time now. The early melee has kind of worked itself out now. Let's have a look at Ron Hart. Yona Martins, another. Where is he doing this? Pireni is in, but Luke Smith has opted to continue. Is that a little bit risky? There's Ron Hart pushing Yona Martins along. So Thomas Ronhart really eager to get on with it. And into the pits comes Jonas Martins. So was there damage on the Alfa Romeo? We will see as Ronhart has got Simon Pireni for company. Can he beat the Frenchman up the hill? No! Simon Pireni has played the tyre strategy perfectly, but Ronhart was definitely held up behind Yona Martins, who's gone onto hard tyres. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if he's had a front wing change as well. Bearing in mind he's got 6 seconds of penalties already. He was clearly struggling to keep that car behind, but that has been costly for Thomas Ronhart. Oh dear, oh dear. Luke Smith and Jack West up front. Or Jack Smith and Luke West, I keep saying. Surely this time the Alpine's going to come in. But where is this going to put him in relation to Pireni? No! Luke Smith is continuing. You know what you do? Well, he's had some practice of this, obviously, but I think that's too long. On the qualified soft tyres, I think that's going to be too long. But we'll see. He knows a lot better than I do. Jack West has got Ruben Pedreño for company in what is now second position. Simon Pireni 7 seconds behind, well, behind this group, really, that we are staring at the front of. But, I mean, he'll close that down with absolutely incredible speed. You can see the gap up front between the Williams we're staring at of Jack West and the Alpine of Luke Smith. He's closing down very, very slightly. So I reckon Luke Smith's left that too long. I don't think it's going to work out as well as he hopes. So he's losing time against the medium starters now. I think if he'd come in last lap, he'd have been in good shape. As Tom Martinez now adds his name to the penalty board, and that's in 7th position. There he is in the Red Bull. Now, yes, you can get corner cutting penalties even here at Monaco. He's carried on again. I'm really surprised by that. Because you visibly see that's a 3/10 he's lost on this lap from the last one easily. I think that's a mistake. Because, again, look at the gap. That's nearly a second that Pireni has taken out of Villar. Thomas Ronhart with the fastest lap because he's in the slipstream of the championship leader. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that pays out. I think Luke Smith is pushing this a bit too long. God, look at I'm just watching the numbers between Pireni and Villar just absolutely disappear. There's Luke Smith. Now, I mean, wow, he's really lost a lot of time. Surely he's coming. Oh, we've lost Will Lewis. That's on the chicane. There! That's got to be a safety car, surely. No sign of it yet. And still not come in. What on earth is Luke Smith planning? Oh, well. I have no answer to that, but we have our first victim. Will Lewis has overcooked that one coming into the chicane. And will be our first non-finisher. Oh, I dare say there will be more than one. So now just 3 seconds separates Luke Smith and Jack West. And Terry Buchan is falling a little bit off the back of Tom Martinez. There he is in 8th position. With Manolo Villar right behind him. Another penalty for Jonas Martins. It's not turning out to be his night. He's our lobby host, so I hope he doesn't disappear. Where is Pereni? There he, no. Try that again. There he is. He will go for hard. Is that the right strategy to go for? We will see. I mean, he won on the strategy he ran yesterday, which wasn't that. So I'll say he would have won had he not got the penalty, I should say. And I know there's been a fair amount of controversy surrounding Luke Smith, but I'm certainly not going to entertain here. He's pressing on. The soft tyres are absolutely screaming at him by now. He's pushing as hard as he can, but those tyres are just absolutely sponge by now. It's worn down to absolutely nothing. And Terry Buchan's really falling off the back of Tom Martinez as well. So that gap in 8th position. So both the Alpines. Oh, as Terry Buchan bounced off the wall. Off the exit of Casino. So there could well be damage to that car that we can't see from the external cameras. Simon Pereni now less than 4 seconds behind these two. And of course, on the much fresher tyres is the Frenchman and the Dutchman pressing on. What does Luke do this time? Just as we cut to the camera with an absolute face full of sun glare. He's going to become real popular real quick very soon if he doesn't get out. If he doesn't get those that pit stop done. Oh wow! Very very squiggly on the exit of the chicane, and in he comes now sideways almost. So Luke Smith leaving that to the very last minute before a puncture ensued, unless a puncture has happened. But the 4 tyres look the right shape. And that's mediums for Luke Smith. Well, and that's, yeah, it was front wing damage, I think. Because that was a very, very long stop for Luke Smith. And now he comes way down the order now. And there it is. That's 14th. We're nearly crossing the line again. Don't get the penalty again. So that puts Jack Westow up into the lead. We will see how that pays out for him. Now we're going to get into the kind of management phase, particularly for those starting on the medium tyres. Simon Pereni now under 2 seconds behind Manolo Villar, now in 8th position. So it's going to be interesting to see how the de facto leader race leader is going to handle that kind of pressure. But also, of course, all the medium starters have got to come in yet. Don't discount them. Not impossible for a safety car to appear. But I do think Luke's chances are seriously compromised now. Wow, look how little energy. Just 20% battery is all Jack has. 71% for Ruben Pedreño. Of course, he doesn't have to use huge amounts of battery power to stay in the slipstream of Jack West. He just has to just maintain his position. He's not trying to make moves. He's either going to wait for the mistake or hope that the pit stops go his way. Let's oh, what's going on here? Where's Villar gone? Oh, he's lost suddenly 2 positions. The Aston Martin has made a mistake somewhere. I wonder if he overcooked that around Casino somewhere. And it's got absolutely nailed. I was about to switch to Simon Pereni. It's slightly too late, so apologies for that. So there is Pereni and Ronhart. Now 3 seconds down the road to Tom Martinez. As Manolo Villar is really struggling now. I beg your pardon, it's Andre Terry Buchan they've caught up to, so I'm not reading the numbers right. So it's 3.6 seconds between Terry Buchan and Tom Martinez. Now, Pereni desperately needs to get this done quickly. He cannot afford to stay stuck behind the Alpine. Well, that was rather nice timing. As Terry Buchan comes in, now it did look like that he was struggling as well to have fallen that far behind the pack. So Andre Terry Buchan comes in. That's an easy pass for Pereni and Ronhart. Hard tyres for Terry Buchan. Ooh, I'm surprised by that. But we'll see if he can make that work. Well, Luke Smith hasn't given up. And rightly so, you never do give up. But with 5 seconds to gain on the cars ahead and it being so difficult to overtake here, that's a very big uphill battle for Luke Smith to get into the top positions. But yeah, we'll see. Long way to go yet. Not even halfway through this race. Anything can still happen. So 3.3 seconds now between Pirelli and Martinez. And that will put the championship protagonists right back into the battle for the lead. There is Jack West, the leading Williams. And Jordan Poland are now on the penalty board in 12th position. And screwing the way over to complete another lap. Now, Ruben Pedreno, has he made a mistake? Because he's getting a bit close to falling outside of DRS range. He's going to have to use some more of his battery power just to stay within his seconds. If he loses DRS isn't overly powerful here, so it won't be a massive hindrance, but it is definitely a disadvantage. You know, there's no long straight to really get the horses galloping, so it's not going to be a massive issue, but it's certainly not going to help. Less than 3 seconds for Simon Pirelli. 3.3 seconds between Norbert Jakob and Manolo Villar. And we saw Manolo have that issue earlier on that dropped him behind Pirelli and Ron Hart. He's already 2.7 seconds behind them, so he is struggling in the Aston. Through comes this particular pack. Bit of a gap forming behind Oscar Villacampa. I beg your pardon, behind Tom Martinez. It hasn't just formed; it's always been there. I'll get the right words out in the right order. Penalties can be removed. It depends on the nature of the penalty, whether it was their own mistake or whether they were forced into a mistake. Track limit penalties can be reviewed; they can be appealed by the drivers. So it's possible, yes. Three-way fight here of Norbert Jakob, Jus Nordijk. Oh, as Jordan Poland bounces off the wall and drops in completely off the back of the Mercedes. I mean, nearly stopped. Oh dear, that's not going to go well for the AlphaTauri. As Sam Corby is in the pits. I believe for the second time. We'll see. So he's gone on to medium tyres this time. Yeah, curious decision by Terry Buchan to go on to those mediums, but we'll see what he does. There's that pack again. It's not likely to have changed, and indeed it hasn't. Just 1.5 seconds now separating Simon Pirelli and Thomas Ronhart to that top group of 6. On board with the championship leader, and in comes Martinez. So Pirelli and Ronhart could be given a very easy run up to the lead. That's of course what they're hoping for. Hard tyres at this stage. It's surprising. He's not confident the softs will last long enough, and bearing in mind that the starting softs were dead in about 5 laps. I can understand that. As Jordan Poland comes in, we saw him bouncing off the wall, so that's probably not a surprise either. Jack West still leading the way, and Jordan Poland is out. Now, where's he done that? Has he retired? I think he's retired his car in the pit lane. He has retired his car in the pits, yeah. So Jordan Poland is out, Gianna Martins is out, and Will Lewis is out as well. 3 cars gone. We'll see how many remain when the checkered flag falls. Great helicam shot here. It's a shame the heli's that close. I would have preferred it a bit further out. Oh, Norbert Jakob and Jus Nordijk very close together coming through the chicane. There in the background, Luke Smith. He'll certainly get into the points. We still haven't hit halfway, bear in mind. Oh, was Sam McBride and Villacampa? Never mind, they're not fighting for position. It's because Sam McBride's in the pits. So this is playing perfectly into the hands of Simon Pirelli and Thomas Ronhart, because everyone's just jumping out of the way as soon as they get through. What tyres does Sam McBride go onto? It's a set of the hards. So no one's confident that the softs will last long enough, and yeah, I think that's fair in hindsight. That's a fair assessment. Will the mediums last long enough? There's another question. So here we go. Oh, there's trouble in Sector 3. I think someone was just going into the pits. So Nothing immediately to worry about that. Now, how is Pirelli and Ronhart going to deal with the pack ahead of them? That's Terabukin out. Andre Terabukin is out of the race. 14 remain. Hopefully there will be some that see the checkered flag. We don't want to lose all of them. Oh, Hoffman's getting very, very close to the second. Oh, as Pedreño gets the 3-second penalty, literally as we cut to him. Oh, Icabenia's joined. Yeah, nice of you, George. Look at that. All of the top pack, except for Duncan Hoffland, jump into the pits. Pirelli and Ronhart could not have timed that better if they tried. That's amazing. And Pedreño is out. Pedreño retired in the pits. He was up in second. I'm very surprised by Ruben Pedreño. Very, very surprised by that. But that's his decision. Now, has Icabenia taken his car? He has! How's that for awesome? He's filled in for in the Challengers race in Portimao and flies back to Monaco and takes control of his car. He probably won't be very happy about where it is, but he's probably expected it to be where it is. So now the race being led by Mercedes of Duncan Hoffland. Why did he retire? That's a very good question, Evan. I'm afraid I don't know why Ruben Pedreño retired his car. But that's the decision he's made. As Hoffland is being borne down by Ronhart and Pirelli, and in comes the Mercedes. So, yep, Simon Pirelli and Thomas Ronhart have timed their strategy to absolute perfection there. But it's all going to be down to whether these medium tyres are going to see them to the end, or whether they're going to have to do a quick jump onto softs at the end. We will see. But this actually puts Luke Smith... Whoa! That got a bit lively. So Luke Smith now right on the back of Norbert Jakob, who hasn't pitted. Oh, on the outside of Massenet. Yeah, on the outside of Massenet. Questioning myself there. Brave. But, I mean, he recognises that he's got to get past those that haven't pitted yet. As we see, Used Nordyke. Why is Used Nordyke falling through the field? I would imagine that's something to do with the pit stops and the tower probably correcting itself after Icabenia's joined us. And Ika's come into the pits. Hopefully he doesn't retire. Tom Martinez has got a bit of company there in the form of the freshly reshod Duncan Hoffland and Oscar Villacampa. What can Luke Smith do? Oh, as that was... you can see that's getting uncomfortable for Norbert Jakob. Luke Smith praying the Ferrari goes in. And no, it's Norbert Jakob going a long way. Now, is Luke Smith going to try and banzai this one on the inside of Saint-Devote? No, he's going to go over the outside of Saint-Devote. No, Norbert Jakob closes the door, and he's quite right to do so. This is a great fight for position. What's happened to Jack West? He's made a mistake on the exit of the final corner. Get back to Norbert Jakob again on the outside of Massenet. For Luke Smith, barges his way on the inside of Casino. And that's going to give him a run down into Mirabeau. Well, you've got to get your elbows up. It's still not done as they make contact at the top by Mirabeau. Now side by side through Grand Hotel. The Ferrari doing what he can. That's a useless camera. And finally, Luke Smith jumps over the curb and gets up into fourth position by Portier for the Alpine. My goodness me. You've got to get your elbows out in Monaco. That's absolutely unreal. Bold, I'll give him that. Let's check in with our top guys then. 20 laps to go. Pirelli still fending off Ronhart. Oh, come on, camera! Why is it staring at that point for so long? And at the moment, it looks like Ronhart's just kind of staying where he is. Actually, Ronhart's got less ERS energy than Pirelli does. So now Manolo Villar, standing for Conor Muir. Up into third position now. There, and Jack is out. Jack West has retired his car in the pit lane. His race has come to an end. That's another one we've lost. Struth, we have 12 cars remaining. At this rate, everybody is going to be scoring points. So Monaco has claimed another. And there we just saw As Ikebani has left the car again because that's ghosted. At this rate, Ikebani could actually... Ika is standing in for Chanakinchi, so he couldn't technically score points. What should we have a look at? There's our top two again. Oh, as they bounce over the curbs on the exit of the Virage Louis Chiron. Pressing on. Those medium tyres must be getting quite tired by now. No pun intended. 10 seconds now between third and fourth. Now, is Manolo Villar going to come in? No. He's looking to go onto softs. Looking to go on softs, I reckon. We'll see. Luke has already proven he's not shy to put in a brave move to gain a position. Which, again, is the exact mentality you need. Within reason, of course. Here at the Principality. 12 cars remain. I'm just really curious on how these strategies are going to play out. Aren't we all? I grant you. But it's very, very... There's no clear cut. Oh, nice. Fastest lap there by Hughes Nordyke. Currently in 11th, so won't benefit from it just yet. But pressing on. 2-lap-old tyres for the Mercedes. Oh, big lock-up from Manolo Villar, but Luke Smith can't use the momentum. It looked like it was blue flag out. That was a tad's bit subtle. Manolo's not being lapped. This must be really frustrating Luke Smith at the moment. And again, no pit stop from Manolo. Now, does Luke Smith again try a move? He's thinking about it. Outside of Sandoval, he wants to cut inside. And Manolo now gets a 3-second penalty, which isn't going to please Luke Smith any. He's not going to rely on the penalty. Is he going to do outside of Massenet again? He couldn't. He wasn't alongside enough. Where is Luke Smith going to make the move? Oh, he's thinking about it on the inside of Mirabeau, but no. Not enough space to do it. Nah, he couldn't get the traction he needed to try and throw that one on the inside of Grand Hotel. And then Laportier. Is he going to try and lunge on the inside of the chicane? Absolutely glued to the diffuser of Manolo Villar. Nah, he thought about it. He definitely thought about it. Look at the amount of time he's losing to these two. Ronald's not willing to let Pirelli have any kind of respite at all. He's still really hustling the Frenchman at the moment. I'm assuming Manolo's not coming in, and indeed he doesn't. I mean, here we go again. This is also allowing Norbert Jakob to close in on them. Side by side into Sandoval. He's committed. This time is Luke Smith. Can he get it done? Wrong car. Not on that one. But Manolo managed somehow to get a decent amount of traction on the exit of Sandoval. Oh, thinking about the inside line into Massenet. And still nothing for Luke Smith. I cannot imagine the frustration building up in that Alpine at the moment. Oh, no. Boink. As he nudges the back of the Aston. Yeah, Eust is pressing on. He's a little bit on his own. 3.5 seconds behind Sam Corby. And there, you just saw the Ferrari of Norbert Jakob. So Luke will be all too aware that he's going to have the Scarlet Ferrari in his mirrors pretty soon. Tom Martinez on the back of Sam McBride as well, but it's a bit of a bigger gap between those two. And they're on fairly fresh hard tyres. So don't discount the hard runners yet. Oscar Villacampa and Duncan Hoffman fairly close together. Oh, look how close he is through Raskas. Here we go again. That's a useless camera. That's equally as bad. Here we go again. And he thought about an inside line to Sandoval. Oh, Manolo! And surely there's an opportunity for Luke Smith. Dumps the battery. And finally the Alpine is up in... Oh, is he? Side by side through Massenet. Oh, how the hell did you hold that? Oh, you didn't, is the honest answer. Is that a puncture on the Aston? No, that's a fair segment of the front wing gone. I'm afraid, Manolo, that's on you. Yeah, there was impact there, but that slide happened. Oh, goodness me. He's run those tyres too long. He needed to have been in by now. Big chunk of wing missing. And that's his race done. I mean, he held it fairly well, in fairness. I'm surprised he managed to hold that slide as long as he did. But alas, Manolo Villar is going to be limping his way back to the pits for a new wing on the Aston Martin. Still, the top two very much locked in battle. And now Oscar Villacampa is on the penalty board. Now, what can Luke Smith do here? 14.5 seconds behind the lead pair is not what he would have wanted. He's going to hope for the top two to have to pit again. And there is Manolo Villar coming into the pits. That's going to see him towards the back and out of the points. Still plenty of strategies to play out, though. As there's Norbert Jakob with Sam McBride and Tom Martinez for company. Soft tyres for Manolo Villar. At this point in the game, that's probably about right. They should last, what, 14 laps, give or take, on very light car. We will see. Duncan Hoffland is now a little bit on his own. He's broken free of Oscar Villacampa. His tyres are a bit fresher than those directly ahead. There are those that are, that's the pack he's chasing. 1.2 seconds before he gets DRS, which, as we mentioned earlier, is not really that effective here. Oh, as Martinez nearly hits the back of McBride, coming into Rasgas. Wow, Duncan Hoffland is really pressing on now. And Luke Smith is really starting to eat away at that gap between himself and Thomas Ronhaar, but is it going to be too little too late? We will see. It's all going to be down to tyre management. Now, Luke Smith could benefit from the tyres on Pirelli and Ronhaar's car just going off. It is certainly possible. If we see a safety car, that will definitely play into the Englishman's hands, but we will see. As Hoffland has caught the back of this particular pack now, being led by Norbert Jakob. We just saw the Ferrari go out of the shot. There is Oscar Villacampa right behind. As they come through the tunnel. They're 5 seconds behind Luke Smith, but Luke is now free of all restraint. Oh, trouble. Oh, no, that's Villacampa. Yeah, Villacampa has made a mistake down in the chicane. Oscar Villacampa in the Aston has now lost the back of that pack. But he won't lose a position. 16 seconds further down the road is Sam Corby. So we'll see what he's able to do. Let's jump back to Duncan Hoffland. As he continues to watch the... I can't really call it a battle as such, directly ahead of him, but people are poised to certainly make their moves, aren't they? As the lap counter continues to drop. But what tyre strategies do everyone else have? It's 13.2 seconds now between Luke Smith and Thomas Ronhaar. Manolo Villar with the fastest lap in 11th position on soft tyres. Well, that's to be expected. I should have made a note of what the fastest lap from the F1 race was. Apologies for that. Well, that's a golden question, chat. Are Simon and Ronhaar going to box again? That is that's what Luke Smith, I think, is going to be gambling on. Will these two see their tyres to the end? It's possible that they won't. We've got 11 laps to go, and they've done 23 and 24 laps already. As Pedreño now leaving the session. He retired a little while ago. It's going to be very close. The medium tyres can probably do it. That's a lovely camera. It's a shame we won't stick with it, but that's a great camera there. Luke Smith is really doing well to get that gap down. Another few laps and I think he'd be right with these two. Well, he didn't lose all of that time behind Manolo Villar, in fairness. But we'll see. We'll see what they do. Also checking in with this particular pack. Oh, Hoffland had a bit of a horrible drive on the exit of Portier there. You heard the wheels just spin up that little bit. Oh, they get so close to the wall, which I know is the point in Monaco, but you know, I still wince. I still admire these drivers who are driving so well for so many laps. Well, we'll see. Let's see how this plays out. I think we're going to have some tyre drama before the race is done. Oh, Hoffland sizing up Martinez there. Coming into Sandoval, but again, you've got to be so careful about how you make any move. That's why those moves from Luke Smith on the outside of Massenet I thought were brilliant. And earlier on in his tyre stint. Oh, again. I mean, if you're going to try and move onto the inside of Mirabeau, you've got to... Mirabeau? I'll get the right words in a minute. But you just got to absolutely throw it and hope. No, but Hughes Nordyke is now right with Sam Corby, I just realised. So, a bit of a scrap here forming for 9th place. Oh, as the Merc gives the Red Bull a bit of an unceremonial nudge. No, I'm not even going down the Merc versus Red Bull can of worms, thank you. You lovely people in chat can do that for me. Nine laps to go. Lap 31 of 39 here at PSGL F2 at Monaco. The weather doesn't look like it's going to intervene. And more penalties. I didn't see who the first one was, but Manolo Villar gets another penalty on the board. As Pirelli and Ron Hart continue to work their way through the turns. I think Luke Smith's progress towards these two has slowed. And there is Luke, who was my particular bet. And Manolo is banzaiing into the pits. His day is done. He has parked the car. Manolo Villar has chosen to park. Well, there's 11 cars on track. 10 of them piloted as Ikebani is not in his car. So let's see how this plays out then. Hughes Nordyke is the one's kind of most likely. I think Hughes is probably the most likely to try and make a move on his prey ahead, as everyone else's tyres are very similar in life. But Hughes Nordyke isn't in that position. Simon Pirelli! Oh, Simon Pirelli's been pressured into a mistake. Whoa, who on earth was that? That was Villar's car. That was Manolo Villar's car, I think, that we've just flown past. I'm assuming it wasn't Villacampa. No. Well, that wasn't the cause of the penalty, but now that completely changes the dynamic of the top. Manolo Villar's car, although I'm sure he retired in the pit lane, he did. His car is still circulating. We jump on board with Luke Smith. We'll see it. There it is. It's ghosted, but it's still going to put you off, though. Oh dear, oh dear. Trouble then. Trouble up top. There's Simon Pirelli. Is now giving himself a 3-second penalty. There's Hughes Nordyke still hustling Sam Corby for 9th place. Is the Merc going to try and banzai that one? No. He's remaining where he is. Is anyone going to... It's difficult to know where to look. Again, even though, of course, Monaco, as we all know, is very difficult to overtake. There's the AI car of Manolo pulling off. Oh, an interesting camera. Tom Martinez getting very, very close to the back of Sam McBride. Yeah, even though it's very hard to overtake, it's still very difficult to know who's about to make the move. I mean, Ron Hart, again, is right with Pirelli, so he could, the McLaren could try and make the move at any moment. I don't reckon he will now. I think Simon Pirelli will just concentrate on not getting any more warnings himself. And Luke Smith has backed off. That gap has now gotten, if anything, he's gotten bigger. So Luke Smith is probably settling for 3rd position now. He's not got enough time to close that gap down without intervention of some description. But Jakob, now he knows that he just has to hold his line. He's got to just make it that bit more difficult for everybody else. But he's on very old mediums, so he will be in tyre trouble. His is indeed the oldest set of tyres on the field at the moment. So if anything, and his fuel warning light's coming on. And he's got no battery either, so Norbert Jakob's got to work very, very hard to try and maintain the position, because if he makes one mistake, he's almost, well, he's in danger of losing 3 positions. I reckon Luke Smith has got damage. There's no reason for him to back off quite like that. I think he's got damage there. Oh, there's Martinez and McBride. Oh, I got to the wrong car there. Oh, still side by side. Get on board with Hoffland. And they're still side by side. Now Martinez knows he's ahead of McBride coming down to Zandvoort. Can the Red Bull do it? Yes, he can. Sam McBride loses that 5th position. That was a pretty determined effort. Apologies for my terrible camera work. It's a good move there from Tom, capitalising on a small mistake from Sam. And through into 5th position. Is Duncan going to follow through? No, he thought about it. Coming into Mirabeau, a bit of a lock-up there. And now Hughes Nordijk and Sam Corby side by side. Oh no, Sam's in the wall! Sam's in the wall. So trouble then for the other Red Bull. And that's an easy position for Hughes Nordijk. Goodness me, it's all kicking off now in the final 6 laps. There's Jakob. 30 laps on those mediums now. The Red Bull of Tom Martinez. Absolutely glued to the back. Trouble at Villacampa again. That's where he had trouble before. In the background there's Hughes Nordijk. Oh, what a shame for Oscar Villacampa. Tonight's not his night, but yeah, like we said earlier, Monaco, he's very, very unforgiving. Martinez on the back of Norbert Jakob again. Well, he's been there all night, but... Whoa! What a run for Tom Martinez and the Red Bull outside of Massenet. We've seen this work several times in the hands of Luke Smith, and the Red Bull does nose ahead of the Ferrari. Norbert Jakob's not done with it now. Still side by side with the, down into Mirabeau, but the Red Bull wins out. So Norbert Jakob has finally lost that 4th position to a determined effort from Tom Martinez. There's McBride and Hoffland. That was the wrong car. There we go. Looking to try and make Norbert Jakob's day even worse. Good effort there from Tom. He's just disappearing. You can even see from this camera angle, just look at the gap that's already formed in half a dozen corners. There's Tom Martinez then looking to solidify that 4th position. I mean, a barrier can still bite in these last 4 laps. We all know this. 4 to go here in Monaco for the PCF2 League. Leaders still where they are, but I think that's not really going to change unless Ronhar makes a mistake, which he pretty much hasn't done all night. There's Hoffland on the back of McBride. This now 3-car train is, as it's already nearly 2. So, oh my goodness me! Duncan Hoffland trying to get on the inside line at Massenet on Sam McBride was just squashed into the wall. He's got time, as long as he hasn't got too much damage, he has got time to close that back down, because Sam McBride's not really going to go anywhere unless he does manage to wrestle that position from Norbert Jakob. Over 2.5 seconds. There you go. You can just see that faint ghost ahead of us is Tom Martinez. So that's how much more pace that Tom has over Norbert Jakob. There goes the Red Bull just disappearing out of the bottom of the shot. 3 laps remain. And only 11 cars on track. 10 of them piloted. Unless Igibeni is actually back in his car and I haven't realised it. Nope, that's still ghosted. I just love the fact that he went to Challengers, did that race, and then reappeared here. Oh, Sam Corby is now on the penalty board. He didn't want to be outdone, so... Still, Williams on the back of the Ferrari. 2.6 seconds back to Duncan Hoffland. It's going to be a bit difficult for Duncan to close that down. Also, Nordijk and Villacampa very close as the second Mercedes nudges the Aston Martin. It's going to take a bit of a dive move from Use, I would think, to try and get that position. But on they go nonetheless. Now, Ronhart is carrying a 5-second penalty. Oh, that's so close. So he's not quite... just realised that actually. Ronhart is carrying a 5-second penalty from a collision with Joost Noordijk last time round, which was at Silverstone. So Ronhart's not in the lead yet. But we will go with what we see. Oh, McBride, very close to Norbert Jakob again. Oh, I think a bit of a graze on the wall. Oh, well, looked on the inside line coming up into Massenet, nudged the Ferrari, but he himself has nudged the wall. Villacampa is lost out in much the same way, although what a drive from Joost Noordijk to fly past Oscar Villacampa on the way up towards Massenet. Penultimate lap now. If anyone's going to make a move, it's do or die. Who are they now catching up to? Not actually with us, Icabania. That camera stays there for so long. Is there someone coming out of the pits? Yes, Sam Corby's just come out of the pits. So, Sam's far enough ahead. He's not likely to play a part in this. As we now have that, there is the Red Bull. So, fastest lap maybe for Sam. Show Sam. There we go. There he is. He's going to be real popular with the leaders soon. Oh, other Sam. You didn't say which Sam. There you go. Still in the back of Norbert Jakob. Hofland is gaining, but not quick enough. Well, on track at least, it looks like Ronhart is going to cross the line ahead of Simon Pireni, but if that 5-second penalty is enforced, then it will be victory for Pireni after all. But we'll go with the results that we see. The stewards can bat it out afterwards. The McLaren could do nothing against the Alfa Romeo to extend his championship lead. Your winner here in Monaco is Simon Pireni. Thomas Ronhart will be classed as first due to penalties, but with the 5 seconds hanging over him from last time out, the win will still belong to Simon Pireni. Luke Smith on the podium again. It's the third step this time, sliding his way towards the finish line. Luke Smith coming home in third. Thomas Martinez in fourth position. There he is in the Red Bull. Very lonely race for him in the end. And over the line for the Red Bull. Norbert Jakob still fending off the advances of Sam McBride. I mean, fair play, 35 laps. Those tyres must be absolute rubber bands by now, but he has managed to hold on to them and fend off Sam McBride. Duncan Hoffland 7, Joost Noordijk 8, Oscar Villacampa 9, and assumedly trying to take the fastest lap of the race is Sam Corby. He's a few corners away. Igabania is classified as a lap down. Yep, purple sector 2. Is likely to be the fastest lap for the Red Bull. Let's just follow him through the final turns. And there it is. Did Sam McBride get the fastest lap? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Oh, my goodness me. Well, Monaco is definitely one of those races that always provides us talking points. Tom Martinez, well, yeah, why not? Who are your driver of the day, chat? Bung in your driver of the days into chat for me. Well, the McLaren may well be having the top spot. I'm fairly sure that is going to swap back around to Simon Pireni. We will see. Whew. Now I get a chance to catch my breath. And to make sure I am in the box, ready for interviews. Should our... There we go. Make sure I'm in the box. I should have done that at the beginning, but there it is. Thomas Ronhart on the board at least is classified as taking the win. Like we said earlier, the 5-second penalty that Ronhart was carrying will mean he will finish in second behind Simon Pireni. Then it's Luke Smith, Thomas Martinez, Norbert Jakob, Sam McBride, Duncan Hoffland, Joost Noordijk, and Oscar Villacampa rounding out the top 10. Oh, wow. What a great effort from our drivers, as always. Let's get the interview music going and see who wants to come and join us. So then, bravo to whoever voted for Ronhart and Ronhart and Pireni to be the victors. Tom is your driver of the day. Fair play, why not? Tom Martinez, good effort there. So just going to give the drivers a few minutes to come and have a chat to me. It's not mandatory for the drivers to come and have a chat, but it is always nice to have a chat with our particularly our podium 3 to see what they have to say. Thank you very much to those that have been with us throughout the stream and those catching up with us post-event. Always a great pleasure to have you on board. Thank you very much to the kind comments in chat as well. It is very much appreciated. Thank you very much to our drivers for putting on a great show. I mean, we all know how hard Monaco is. But they did their best. We did lose quite a few, of course, but everybody did what they could to make this race what it was. Fair play to them. Where are we next time? I should have looked that up before we started, but again, I was slightly put off by having my router decided to sit down and have a rest right at the beginning of the broadcast. We are in Le France. We head to Beauregard next time around. So very, very different circuit. There will be interviews if the drivers want to come and have a chat to me, but it is not mandatory for them to do so. It is up to them. Some of them, not everybody is comfortable having an interview. So that's totally understandable, particularly for those that maybe English isn't their first language. Not everybody is comfortable coming and having a chat, so we don't force them to. I suspect the stewards will have a few things to have to unpick following Monaco, but that is always the way. I think we'll wrap it up here. We've had an amazing night's racing, and the drivers doesn't look like they want to come and have a chat to me, which is absolutely fine. Until next time. Oh, Simon wants to have an interview. Well, I don't see him in... Oh, yeah. There he is. Just literally, I was about to say that. He has made himself available. Let's have a chat to our championship leader. Bonjour, Simon Perroni.
Bonjour.
Well...
Hello, everybody.
Hello there. Well, that 3-second penalty in the last closing stage of the race must have been a little bit nervous for you, but I think the win's still going to go your way, as Thomas had a 5-second penalty following last week at Silverstone. A win at Monaco. Bravo, sir.
Thank you. And just to say, like, my 3 seconds can be removable, because when the Haas got pretty much crashed, I tried to not crash into him too, so I just evaded it, and I got a warning by doing that. So maybe I can remove that, but still the win, so that's good.
A win is a win, all the same. Oh my goodness me! Were you confident on getting the top step of the podium? Was it a track that does well for you, or are you not a fan of Monaco?
Not really. Like yesterday or something like that, 1 week ago, I was like, no, I'm not gonna do anything on this. Just gonna be like top 5 or even not even finishing, but winning was pretty much surprising for me.
So it is your home race next time. We head to Paul Ricard's. How does that race suit you?
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty good for me too. So I hope to be on the top step, and still a podium is good for the championship.
Well, you lead the way. You took the F3 championship last time, and you're well on your way to making the F2 championship under your belt as well. Bravo, Simon, and we will see you next time. Au revoir.
Merci, thank you. Goodbye.
And thank you very much, Simon Perroni, for coming to have a chat to us. And that is it. No one else has come to have a chat to me, which is absolutely fine. So, as mentioned, next time out, it is at Paul Ricard. Please do join us. Same time next week, 8 p.m. for the F2 race. Until then, thank you very much, and good night.